So then, today, big day, MOT's been done. We're back out on the road in the Landy for the first time legally, since obviously the MOT being carried out. It's all passed. A few minors to be expected, seat belts, oil leak, and front springs have been corroded. But yeah, nothing major. We've got a pass, we're all legal again. So we're going to go out for a drive, because on my journey home yesterday, I remembered there's a bit of an embarrassing fault with this car. Once again, another really common thing with the TD5s, and that is that it makes weird noises when you're driving along. And that's nothing to do with it being a 5-cylinder diesel or sounding like it's going to rattle itself to pieces. However, it's more to do with an exhaust situation with the manifold. We'll go for a drive. Hopefully the microphones will pick up the noises, because it's quite loud. Like I say, it's quite embarrassing. And we'll talk through and explain, and we'll show as well today how, hopefully, we'll be able to resolve it. Anyway, let's go for a bit of a drive. So then, we've obviously got a few things to run through on the Defender, a few things more to sort. Tracking needs sorting, steering wheel is nowhere near straight, kind of to be expected when I've had the full front end off of the car. Finally, and I mean finally, a week later from ordering the dust seals and the rebuild kit for this steering box, it's been delivered, and it's got nothing to do with this time Royal Mail actually finding the part, and more to do with the fact that JGS have gone out their way and sent me another one. This time this one's turned up, fortunately, so you know, we're a week down the line. I've still not seen the original one. However, either way, JGS 4x4, brilliant company. Should you ever need any parts for Defenders, Land Rovers, whatever it is, would 100% recommend using them. But today is more about making this thing a little bit less embarrassing to drive. And I say a little bit less embarrassing because I'm hoping you can hear me talking normally, because it's quite a loud car anyway. Now, the TD5's being a 5-cylinder diesel sound a little bit cool, to be fair, a little bit different. However, what doesn't sound cool is when it does this. I'm hoping that comes through, because it's really quite loud, and it doesn't need you using full throttle, it doesn't need using, you know, full boost, anything like that. It just squeals whenever there's anything more than about a quarter throttle being used. Now, when you're in a 2-ton Defender, that's quite often that you're using quite a lot of throttle. So, my understanding of it is, or at least my best guesstimate so far, is that it is the exhaust manifold warping. Now, once again, like many things on these Defenders, it's quite common. Now, there's a few ways of trying to get around it and trying to stop or reduce the risk of it happening, and that is through de-webbing. So as you'll see on this clip that I'm going to fit in here, between the manifold runners there's normally metal webbing between them to sort of support it. This reduces how much the manifold can actually sort of expand and contract, and kind of keeps it under some form of tension. Now, obviously, when you've got a cast manifold on an aluminium block, the expansion and contraction rates are very different, and I can only assume that's what leads these to warp as regularly as they do. Now, Dean Lapham over at Total TD5 supplies some great kits which are supposed to do away with this warping issue. He sells them as a full kit, which he gives a 1-year warranty with, sells them as just the manifolds as well if, like myself, you've already got some of the bits already done. Now, I took my manifold off, which is the one that I've shown in the clip, and de-webbed it. However, that hasn't stopped it from warping again, or warping, shall I say. So there is another way of trying to reduce that risk, and that is through heat treating and superheating the manifold to the point where hopefully it's already done all of it's expanding. So it's quite embarrassing driving a big truck like this and you squeak everywhere you go. It's not a good look. So first things first, got to get the heat shield off. And you can see the manifold sat on the inside here. I've already had, like I say, I had this off, so I fitted new studs, washers and spacers and bits and bolts as well. So I'm hoping it should come off fairly easy. However, there's no guarantee, as you can see the state of the rust and everything else. It's probably going to be seized on, and we'll have a look at see if we can figure this off a little bit as well once it cools down. But anyway, heat should off, get cracking. Alright, so the manifold's off. I had a bit of a fight with a stud in the turbo there, but we got that off in the end. One of the studs has come out, but not the end of the world, won that back in. But more importantly, we can see where we had our exhaust leak just here at the end. As you can see, we've got some soot showing around the outside, a bit of oil as well. Bit wet there, not the end of the world. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping is the problem. So this is the exhaust manifold that's come off. It's still a bit warm, been out for a drive. And you can see this is the one here where we're having a bit of blow past the manifold, or past the gasket, shall I say. The rest of them are okay, but not great. Really not great. So, new one from Total TD5 and Dean to go on. A bit nicer. Now, problem with these is, due to the nature of the heat treating, you can't paint them, so you just kind of have to live with the patina, or the rustic look. But hopefully this one's all nice and flat compared to that one, which probably is not, but not that you can see on there. But anyway, get this one fit back on. I'm absolutely sweating. It's quite warm for England. Dog's not having a great time. Well, that's a lie, he always has a great time. Anyway, get this back on, and then I'm going to take this one to the river to go for a bit of a, I'm not going to say the word, but we're going to go for a paddle, shall we say. And at the same time, take the fender out, hopefully no more squeaking. Anyway, get it back together. So all back together now. GoPro decided to turn off halfway through because of the heat, but all in all about an hour in total. New manifolds all fitted up, all bolted down, all back together. All you need realistically is a few spanners or sockets, nothing major. Now they aren't 13, they're some form of Imperial AF equivalent, and I can't be bothered trying to figure it out or find them. So I have got more, well, chances are I've got more Imperial size ratchets and sockets than I have metric, just due to the era in which my dad was a plant fitter. However, all up and running. So hopefully that's cured it. Did try and ease off the actuator as well, so hopefully that's cured. But we'll go for a drive now, pack away and take him for a swim. So then, first test drive with the new manifold fitted. Off over to our favourite little swim spot with the pooch behind me. So he's going to go for a swim. Isn't that right? We're going for a swim. I've got a little life vest on, and I'm hoping we don't hit boost cut and we don't have any more squealing. So I'll just get to the end of the road here, we'll do a bit of a pull, just get up to speed as we would do normally, and then I'll put the time warp on, we'll do a bit of a drive over to our little swim spot. The great thing with it as well is it's actually a river ford, so as it's, I need to stop saying so again, as this is the first time Defender's been on the road in a while, it'd be rude not to take it through a bit of a swim, but hopefully this time not actually drown it like I did over a year ago, which is the original start of all of these problems. Engine was bone dry, intake was bone dry, however the ECU was not. So note to self, if it's above wing height, it's not worth it, really not worth it. The raised air intake that's at 7 foot high, pointless, completely pointless, because the whole thing will short out and electrocute you before you even get to that height. Anyway, I'm hoping we'll have no more squealing. We've still got squealing. So, my assumption is then we're something to do with the inlet, potentially intercooler. However, the exhaust manifold needed doing anyway. It was already blowing. So what I'm going to do is we'll get the boost tester out, we'll get some pressure in there, and then try and find out where this leak is. However, for now, I'm going to enjoy the sunshine, enjoying a day off of work. Today with the dog, who's going to go swimming. Am I right? He's currently trying, I'm assuming, not to throw up. But we'll go do that and just have a bit of fun and worry about the squeal another day. For now, it's running great. No issues so far, so touch wood, we carry on the same. But anyway, we're here, pet dog will swim, always the horse muck. Hopefully the pigeon's been out of the way. It's not the most exciting board in the world, but some water. Come on, pigeon. Dog already knows where we're going, so he's gone. Anything you have to be careful of down here is the fact that it is very slippery. But, oh well. Quite a nice place. We've got a ball, we'll do a bit of fetch. Might even go paddling myself, eh? What a summer treat.